everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brienne and this is Bree's Knits. I just wanted to film another video because I don't know, I've started to really like filming some of these videos for you, and I recently did the Knit Your Aesthetic, the academia edition of the aesthetic. I didn't get many comments as to a different aesthetic people would like to see, but I still had a lot of fun making it. So I was rewatching Derry Girls for like the 10th time, and I got inspired to make another list, mostly of the uniforms, I guess. It's like the biggest part of my list I have. But it is a very funny show. I like it if you have a couple hours blocked out of your day and need a very easy show to watch with a bit of laughs and not like a tough or complicated storyline involved. I would suggest watching Derry Girls. It's a lot of fun. In the US, we only have seasons 1 and 2. I'm very much patiently waiting for season 3, or maybe not so patiently because I keep rewatching the same 2 seasons. But anyway, the episodes are very easy to get through. They're usually about 20 to 25 minutes, I think. So yeah, that's a lot of great fun. A lot of shenanigans ensues within those time periods. And yeah, without further ado, I will just go ahead and get into the list because I'm pretty excited. Rewatched it again just to make this list, but to be fair, I've rewatched it a few times since then because it's that easy to get through. Okay, well, without further ado, I'm just gonna get right into it. I have my list right here. So in Derry Girls, the girls and James go to a Catholic school. So they have uniforms, and part of the uniform is a V-neck sweater. So for that, I have a few options. So the first option I have is the Very V-neck Raglan by Jessie May. I'll actually do this. The Very V Raglan by Jessie May here. It is $10, and she has the sizes extra small to 5XL available. And then also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. I think I did. No, I know I did. I mentioned this, but I'll say it again. Jessie has a pay what you can when you sign up for a newsletter, and there's like codes available, so you can do, I think it's like 25 or 50% off of the pattern. So I think that's a really good option to make knitting accessible to everybody. So there's that option. The Very V Raglan, I believe, has a bit of a wider sleeve than you would see on like school uniforms, but I think it still looks pretty good and fine because the main focus is the V-neck. Another option I have that has a bit of like a different sleeve is the Bubble V by Jessie May. Same thing, $10, extra small to 5XL. I think the main part of it would be like the solid color throughout the body and the arms. I was like, what are these called? Throughout the arms, just getting the different coordination colors on the neckline. On the Bubble V crop, there was a tester who did like 2 stripes through the V-neck, and I really liked that. And ever since then, I've really wanted to make a V-neck that kind of looks like that as well. Just because I also like the aesthetic of it. I think it looks very nice and polished and put together. And then to continue on with the uniform aspect, there is the Windy Sweater by Camilla Williamson. It is 40 Danish crowns. I think I've heard Alexandra say crowns. Or $5.76 USD. The sizes are extra small to 5XL, and it just looks like a basic, collared shirt. I really like how it looks. I actually want to make it. I was just looking through Ravelry for this one. I wasn't aware of this pattern before, but I think it looks really nice and would look really good with some vest, like knitted vest, obviously, or one of the V-necks I just mentioned. So I think it's just a pretty simple collared shirt. And then there's another one by Cookie the Knitter. It's the Gemma Polo. It's €6 or $6.42 approximately USD. And the sizing is from an extra small to a 5XL. And the way that she has it on her Ravelry kind of looks like a bit more of a rugby shirt. However, if you just wanted to do a solid color, you can go ahead and do a solid color. So I think that is also an option for just a shirt underneath everything, like their basic white shirt. Oh, I also had more V-neck options. I thought I was done with it, but I need to get this a bit better. I didn't have my list separated like I did last time. Anywho, the next sweater I have here, V-neck sweater, is the Anyway sweater by Lily Kate France. It's a bit of a drop-shouldered V-neck. It is 7 pounds, and it's approximately $8.74 USD. The sizing said it was between 28 to 62 inches bust circumference. Didn't give the centimeters, and I didn't feel like looking it up just now, but seems like a very big size range, and it seems like there's a bit of negative ease too, or maybe that the testers may be sized up. I mean, not negative ease, positive ease, sorry. But some of the testers may have just decided to size up. I'm not really sure, but I think it's a pretty basic sweater. And then that one is also in a bulkier weight, so if you're not into the lighter weights, or you just kind of want to get something going, I think this one is a good option as well. Then there is the VC sweater by Paula Pereira. I'm gonna assume that's how you say it because I've seen someone with their last name like spelled like this and it was pronounced Pereira. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. It is $10 USD. The sizing range goes from a 33.5 to 73 inch circumference in the bust, or 85 to 185.5 centimeters circumference. And then the same designer also has the daily pullover. It's published with Pearl Soho, but it's a paid for pattern, it's not a free pattern. That one is $9.80 USD, and it is 34 to 65 inches in the bust circumference. I like the VC one a little bit better though, because that one kind of looks a bit more like the uniform that you see in Derry Girls, especially with kind of like the way that the body is shaped, seems more like a zero ease. And then in that one, she has a very specific, like 2 stripes going through the collar. So yeah, that is about it for their overall like school uniform. However, I did also have some inspiration from Sister Michael, especially with her cardigans and with her sweater that she has on their outdoor excursion. So for one of the cardigans, I have down the April cardigan by Petite Knit. This one seemed to me like closely resembled the cardigan that she wears in the show. Obviously, it would have to be in a navy blue color. But the April cardigan is 45 Danish crowns and approximately $6.47 USD, and the sizing goes from an extra small to a 5XL. And alternatively, there's also this cardigan called Cottage by Jacqueline Sislak. It's $9, and the chest circumference, like finished chest circumference, is 38 to 70 inches or 95 to 175 centimeters. I like this one. It seems like a bit more like flowy of an option. Kind of a bit more of a free-going vibe. Well, as free-going as cardigans can be, but I feel like a little too free-going for Sister Michael, but I think the April cardigan will do. But I just wanted to add another option because the cardigan definitely is a V-neck shape, and I know there's probably a ton of other V-neck cardigans out there. These are just the ones I picked for my list. And for Sister Michael's sweater that she used in the outdoor excursion that they had, I just chose the Billy pullover by Sadie Noland. I used this in the last Knit Your Aesthetic video, but I think it's just an overall pretty versatile pattern, especially like across different aesthetics, or just if you're going within a specific time frame. It seems like the honeycomb cable is like pretty specific to certain regions, because Mostly growing up, I've seen just regular like cables, not honeycomb cable or anything like that. So it seems very like British or UK based because I think I've seen more like those kinds of sweaters there, like the thicker Erin weight sweaters with that honeycomb detail. I could be wrong. I've only been alive since the 90s. But that's just where I've noticed the honeycomb kind of show up is more like European or the like British area, because obviously European because Saudi is not British, but you know what I mean. I think that was a very good option for that. Also, I could only see so much of Sister Michael's sweater, but from what I could see, kind of had that same motif of just the honeycomb throughout the body and then a bit on the sleeve. So from what I could see, I think that's a pretty close make to Sister Michael. So now I'm going to get on with Erin. So from the characters in general, it seems like Erin and Clare both wear stuff that is more obviously knitted and not really just sewn up or sewn together. So to kick off Erin's patterns or inspiration, I guess, I saw her red cardigan. I think it just has like one little tie up top. But right now, from what I can see, I could have missed a pattern, obviously, if I did. If there's almost dropped my iPad. If there's a pattern that you think closely resembles her little red cardigan, please let me know. But what I have written down as like another option for that is the Tied Up Right Now top by Kara's Knits. It's a $10 pattern ranging from an extra small to a 5XL. I think, could be wrong, I think it's an Erin or bulky weight. Most of Kara's patterns are usually bulky or super bulky, but I think that one might be Erin. Could be wrong though. But I just think like the tie section of that top is kind of what makes it a really good inspirational knit to make as Erin's cardigan that she does in red, obviously. I think another good option, Erin is usually seen wearing this like striped vest. It has a bit of a rounded out neck, but from what I knew from the top of my head, the Athelian vest by Fapple Knitwear is a pretty close second looking pattern for that vest that she wears, because it does look a little bit cropped. She also tends to wear like a long white button down with it. I think the Athelian vest would be good because it is also a cropped vest pattern. It does have the square neckline, but I think that's just a small detail that we can just ignore that. But it is 65 Norwegian crowns, about $6.76 USD. Her sizing for the pattern right now is extra small to 3XL. However, on her patterns, she does say you can reach out if you have if you wear a bigger size, you can go ahead and reach out to her and test that size for her. She'll give it to you for free if you are a 4XL or 5XL, but she doesn't have that pattern because she doesn't want to charge for a size that wasn't thoroughly tested first. So there you are. I think that's a very good, like I said, it's kind of the inspiration behind Erin's, well, not the inspiration, backwards. If I were attempting to dress like Erin, I would go with the Athelian vest too. Just a couple more for Erin. One of them is the Stripes Turtle Tank by Emily Curtis. It's $6 USD, and on Ravelry it just says there's 13 sizes, which is, a pretty good size range anyway. It just seems like a very, depending on how you style it, could be a very 90s looking top, as well as the retro rings by Annie Lupton. I think there is a couple of times where Erin is wearing a bit of a striped shirt, kind of looks, and it's a t-shirt, so I kind of went with this one. It's $8. There are 10 sizes. The bust circumference ranges from 36 inches to 72 inches, or 91.5 to 183 centimeters. Yeah, I think that one was, there are like a few scenes. It seems like I think it's a pretty good, like the costume department put a lot of thought into it, because even in the show, all the girls kind of, there's a point where they all realize they're not well off, they're not wealthy people. Um, Claire says, according to my mom, we're actually quite poor. And Erin's like, I think we are too. And just constantly, like, I feel like that's kind of refreshing, because some shows you don't see the characters really re-wearing the same thing. Like they might re-wear a jacket or a sweater because it becomes like a staple to them. But like to re-wear the same outfits, I feel like it's not really seen that often. But that's like reflects reality a little bit more. So just, you know, everything she wears seems to be reused a lot, and especially the tied up, or what I would call the tied up right now, top, and then also the retro rings or the Athelian vests. Those are things that you can, those are inspirational patterns that seem to fit what she wears most of the time. Okay, so next we're going to move on to my favorite character, Clare Devlin. I only have a few patterns written down as inspiration. So she seems to wear a lot of turtlenecks. It is Ireland, it is the north of Ireland, so it's a bit, you know, cold. I've been to Ireland myself, but in the north of Ireland, I think I've only went to Belfast, but it was very windy. Very, very windy, so it made it feel a little bit more cold. I feel like without the wind, I would have been fine, but with the wind, it's pretty cold. So she's seen wearing a lot of turtlenecks under her, what are they called? What are they called in English? Right now, the word is in the dungarees, overalls. There you go. She's seen mostly wearing her turtlenecks under those. So the first one I have is the Maryland turtleneck by Fable Knitwear. It's not currently digitally released. It's only in her book, which is sadly only in Norwegian. But the sizing that will come out when she releases it is an extra small to 3XL. And again, if you are a bigger size, but you know, she doesn't have it published, you can always reach out to her to test it for her. I think her information is in her Ravelry page, so you can always reach out to her for any of her patterns if you are of a bigger size but really want to make that pattern. And another option that I had here was the sweater number 16 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It is 45 crowns. I only looked on Ravelry, I didn't go to her page, so I didn't check the approximate US. So I'm not gonna bother with that, but you can look it up later. The sizing is only an extra small to a 2XL. Unfortunately, I don't think, well, no, I won't say that, but I'm not sure if she's planning on extending it. When it came out, I did really like the pattern though. I love striped turtlenecks. I have a turtleneck of mine that I've had for, I want to say 5 years, 6 years maybe, just from American Eagle. And I really, really love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. And then, you know, looking for turtlenecks, I haven't really seen like a lot of patterns that I really liked, but sweater number 16 seems to check all the boxes for me. And it doesn't even have to be just striped, you know, although I do think Claire is seen wearing one striped turtleneck, but I think just the silhouette of it in itself is a like good pattern to make if you were attempting to dress like Claire, or like if you went to, I don't know, a Derry Girls watch party or something. I think that would be a pretty good pattern to make. And if there are other patterns like it that are a bit more size inclusive, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments, or reach out to me on Instagram and I'll go ahead and write it down in the comments myself. Another one for Claire, it is the Union Jack Slipover by Martin Story. I believe it is published in a Rowan publication, so you'd have to kind of track that down and find it, but I wanted to mention it because of her scene with her wearing her Union Jack t-shirt, sorry, when she kind of feels like, when she has the moment deconstructed of the, Catholics versus the Protestants and feeling human. We're all just human, with human hands and human hearts and human eyes. So I just thought I'd pop that one in there because there had to be something with a Union Jack on it. And then next, it's one of my favorite patterns. I love seeing it on Instagram, and I want to make it one day, but maybe when I'm brave enough. It is based on Mary Quinn's character. So Erin's mom, she wears a lot of Colorwork and Tarja looking inspired sweaters. I couldn't really get, I think a few of them were floral, which I think Martin Story, I believe his name is, he has a lot of kind of colorwork sweaters, jumpers, things like that in his arsenal on Ravelry. And just a lot of stuff very similar to what what Mary Quinn wears. But I just wanted to focus on one of her jumpers, and the pattern that I've selected for her is the Sheep Jumper by Theodora Goes Wild. It's 750 pounds and about $9.37 USD. The sizing goes from small to a 3XL. I think on the notes it says there's a positive ease. I can't remember how many inches of positive ease there was, but there is positive ease nonetheless. It's very cute. It's so cute. I think I first heard about the pattern because I was on Reddit on the knitting subreddit, and someone had made a modification to their sheep jumper for one of their friends, and it was so cute. So then I immediately looked it up on Ravelry, and I don't know, it's just, I'm in love with it. I'm in love with the idea of it. Will I make it? I'm not sure. But I think it's really, really cute, and I think definitely Mary Quinn would wear something like that. And then I have just a few more patterns left. A general shirt pattern that I feel like Michelle would wear. She doesn't seem to wear a lot of knits, but a lot of t-shirts. It is the Me Oh My tee by Park Williams. It is $8, and the size ranges is from extra small to 5XL. Just your basic t-shirt, basic knitted t-shirt. Can't go wrong. I know there are plenty of other basic knitted t-shirts. This is just the one I picked for this list. And then lastly, when Mr. Bill Clinton comes to Derry, a lot of people are wearing American flag, sorry, I was going to say American t-shirts, American flag sweaters, which I really like. I like vintage sweaters like that with the American flag. I'm usually not a big flag person in general, like they don't wear flag anything, but the vintage American flag jumpers were really, really nice. I really liked the navy blue with the flag on it. I believe James is wearing it, Clare is wearing it, I think Erin's grandfather wears it. Bless you, Peaches. My cat sneezed. But it is a free pattern by Lion Brand. It is literally the American flag sweater. However, the sizing is only from a small to a 2XL. I think it's quite an old pattern, so I'm not sure if, they would kind of revisit it and extend the size range. There might be I'm pretty sure you can just get any sweater pattern if you're a duplicate stitch queen like Kalila. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I get mixed up with her and her sister. I think it's Kalila, Kobe Callie. Duplicate stitch queen like her. I honestly don't know how she does when she does the graphs for the picture to put on her sweater. Anyway, you can do something like that too. You can just get any sweater pattern that you like, and then just make, I don't know, I'm honestly gonna need to rewatch the video that she does with her tooth sweater that she made for a Twitch streamer, because I really liked how she just, I don't know, I want to do that. I want to be able to just put the picture on a sweater, because honestly, I think a vintage looking American flag sweater would be pretty cool, or like vintage looking any flag sweater would be pretty cool. So yeah, so just that's also an option. You don't have to go with the Lion brand. You can just do any sort of sweater, maybe not raglan, maybe a drop shoulder or just a top down sweater. But yeah, like I said, maybe not a raglan sweater. Set in sleeves? I don't know, any sweater you want realistically. And if you have the skills and capacity to make a little chart out like Kopi Callie does and then duplicate stitch it onto your sweater, you know, I think that's a very good idea. I might one day do that myself. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I know it was kind of a bit of a random video. Nobody asked for it. But I thought it would be fun to make, and I wore green in honor of the Derry Girls. And yeah, that's about it. If there's any other TV shows that are, or movies that are accessible to me, which I do have Netflix, I have Disney Plus, just got HBO Max too, so that way I can finish Doctor Who. I only watched up to maybe 1 or 2 seasons where Matt Smith is the Doctor, so I need to finish them. We also got it when my husband and I were sick, so we can watch the Studio Ghibli movies, because I haven't watched any of them. Since then, we actually have watched a few. But if there is a TV show or movie that you kind of want to see a list of knitted projects that would be, I don't know, I don't want to say like a dupe, but kind of a close inspiration for that show, or vice versa. You know what I mean? I don't know how to say that, but like patterns inspired by the TV show? No. Patterns that you can make if you wanted to dress like the specific characters, or kind of have like a vibe from the characters in the TV show. You know what I mean? If there's any you want to see, let me know. Or again, if there's like a specific aesthetic that you'd like to see, let me know as well. I do like just scrolling through Ravelry and finding new patterns that I think are really nice, but maybe I wouldn't make, but like I think it'd be cool to see other people make them. Just for different reasons. Like with me in Colorwork, I feel like I really want to get there one day. I've done maybe one thing in like Intarsia style, but it wasn't Colorwork. It was just a different weight, from like a fingering weight to a mohair to like the lace weight. That was hard for me. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of it, but tension's still a bit off. Anyway, not the point. Thank you for watching. Again, if you like videos like this, please let me know by either liking it or sharing it, or just letting me know in the comments if there's another, again, movie, TV show, aesthetic that you'd like to see. Let me know as well. Yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys next time.